Yo, good afternoon, my good people. We are back. Peace to everybody out there on this Tuesday. It is 6:25 p.m. Eastern Time. Shouts to everybody out there um, that's still traveling and who may be going to work. Hope everybody got to where they are going safe. And who's ever still traveling, please arrive there safe. Everyone who's getting to where they need to go or wherever it is they gotta be. What's up with y'all out there? Yes, we are back again. Get ready to get this going. See y'all out there. I'm gonna salute y'all in a minute. Um, I uh, I had a very I won't say interesting day today, but I almost lost my cool today, y'all. I was on the train. It took me a minute to get home. I mean, not a minute to get a minute to get home, and I was getting kind of ticked off, but I made it. It's all good. It's all good, right? So patience is something that we got to work on. But it is what it is. But peace to all y'all. We're gonna get into something that I've always told y'all we got into real conversations, but this is a conversation um that needs to be touched on. Because for years we have been watching our people put themselves in positions where or be put in positions where a lot of them either have been beaten or they haven't made it out the situation. So we're gonna pretty much get into that. And while we waiting on D Free, I don't know if he's in B3's live. Was he there? If anybody's seen him over there, I don't know. Hopefully he'll be coming in. I know he does something usually with BBO in this day, but we're gonna try to make this as quick as possible. So let's go ahead and get into it. So for the newcomers, the regulars, everybody, welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe, baby. Appreciate you. Vay, what up? I see you, sis. John, I see you. Reed, what's going on, sis? Yeah, Vame, I see you. Appreciate y'all up in here. Yes, sir. So we're not gonna wait for D Free. He'll come in eventually. And even if he don't, we'll get this show going, right? I'm sure none of us are no stranger to being pulled over in a car. Rather if we were the driver, the passenger, or sitting in the back seat. And for whatever reason, when being stopped, rather if it's the license plate, tag, whatever you want to call it, you ran past a red light, your light might be broke, whatever it is. Cool. Appreciate you, Vay. What to do when being stopped by the law? And that's not just including police, but sheriffs. We have seen how quick these situations have escalated, where it's led to. We might have seen a lot of police brutality. We've seen people in some cases be treated unfair. And let's just, frankly, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It put us all in some situations where we were like, man, shit, I don't know if I want to be in this car, man. I don't know if I ever want to go anywhere because we just don't know if we just happen to be in the wrong neighborhood and according to them we're in the wrong neighborhood and we don't belong here, or we look too hood, or we look like we're up to something. We might have been on our phone, whatever the case may be, right? It doesn't even matter. What to do when being stopped by the law? Well, one of them I know for sure, and I know it's difficult because a lot of times we all think we know our rights, so we go, man, what are you stopping me for? And because a lot of y'all are just quick to go, I know my rights. And when they asking for registrations, when they asking for the ID, go ahead and give all that to them, man. Right? Yeah, we don't panic. You start busting a sweat, you doing too much moving. Now you're letting them know you got something going on, rather if it be a warrant, a weapon, or drugs, or possibly a body in the car. Things have happened. But if you have none of those, there is no need for you to panic. People, I need y'all that's out there driving with suspended license, y'all know what it is already. Stop doing that dumb shit, thinking it's not going to catch you just because it didn't catch you right then and there. A lot of stuff we put on ourselves. Okay, we know right from wrong. And we know that if our car is not in shape as the way it should be, then we have to go get it fixed because when you're out there, you're going to get stopped. Why do you think I tell you guys all the time, when you are traveling, even if you're taking your kids somewhere, if you're going somewhere, don't be rushing to get there because you can kill somebody. Let me not use the K word. You can hurt somebody on the way there, and then now you have to explain that. Or if you don't, you run a red light and the cops see it, they're gonna get you, and then here it is. The last thing you don't want to do is cooperate with them after them pulling you over when you're in the wrong. Yeah, so yeah, Marie, you can, or jail time rather. And let me tell you something. If I'm gonna go to jail, I always say it has to be for a valid reason. I don't need to be going for nothing that could have been avoided. Certain things ain't worth going to sit up for. I damn sure ain't going to sit up for a car because my car can't get me out of jail. My car either be what it be or it'll belong to the police until I get out. But things to do when being pulled over, and like I told y'all before, is that you put your hands outside that window sometimes. I would like for them to see where my hands is at because you're doing too much fidgeting, too much moving. Get you right up out of here. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes we don't want to deal with the police. Sometimes we don't want to deal with them, right? We don't want to deal with them sometimes because we've seen how these situations turn out. So, we don't really want to be bothered with them. But at the end of the day, they have a job to do. And they're not going to go away because you want them to go away. So, to make it easy on ourselves, we just have to cooperate. I remember being in PA about 2 years ago, and I was working. I was doing this demolition job, and we got stopped because Pennsylvania. We all know, if you don't know about Pennsylvania, it really ain't the stuff. It ain't really in the state for colors folks, but whatever. But somebody said that we were remind these men to wear seatbelts. Oh, yeah, Marie. That's another thing. Okay, before I get to the PA stuff, you dudes that think it's cool to not wear your seatbelt because you too busy want to be cool, or you want everybody to see that you driving, you don't have a seatbelt on, you're smoking, you're on the phone. Cut that dumb shit out. Some of y'all, I see some of you grown ass men out here doing that. I don't see too much of the women, but I see some of you. I'm not saying the women don't, but I see some of you dudes. Knock it off. Y'all out here blasting your music so damn loud the whole city can hear it. You got no seatbelt on. Cut that out. So when they pull you over, you're going to say, I didn't see you or hear you. Well, that's probably because you got your damn music up so damn loud. The Statue of Liberty can hear the damn music and like, come on. And then you have no seatbelt. That's another reason to get stopped. But then now you want to argue with the police about that. We put ourselves in predicaments sometimes. Just do what it is that you have to do. Now, for a lot of people who have got gunned down or police brutality or whatever you want to call it, we was talking about the situation with Bud Crawford right after beating Canelo and getting pulled over by the police. It was messed up for him to get treated like that in his own town. And you would think everybody would know who he is, but obviously those police didn't know. And I'm not saying because they knew who he was that they should have gave him a break. But, you know, that's a situation that could have went bad. And I'm glad that Bud was able to get up out of that. Because rather if you famous or if you're poor, it doesn't matter. The consequences will be the same if you decide to react the wrong way. Jeff Spark, what up? We seen how this turned out for brothers. It never will go well. It never goes well for them. Now, there's a few people, and all police are not bad, granted. So don't think every time you get pulled over, there's going to be, well, I might not make it out of this situation. You see a lot of the people, they have their cameras on. Like the police got their cameras, you got yours. Now, do I agree with that? I don't know. Some people feel like if they fear, their life is going to be in fear, if they're going to be in fear, I'm going to put my camera on. And then now when you're being told to step out the car, you're like, for what? I used to have the for what questions. Now I just have it where I get the fuck out. Why? Maybe it's me, but I don't want to make the situation worse than what it might seem already. Now you can say you get out this car. What if they beat your ass? But you can stay in that car and they can shoot it the hell up if you in there continuing to move the wrong way. Now they think that you have something on you. And if their life feels threatened, they can get you. It's not really that difficult when you think about it, but from watching what has happened to our brothers in the past, it's been sick. And yes, there are been some officers that need to be dealt with. Because it's crazy that it becomes a regular routine to see a brother get gunned down and then come to find out he had no gun on him. It is scary. This is why I told y'all, I know police. Personally, I got numbers of police I can call. Not on some snitching type shit, but on some, if you ever in a situation, here's my card. Hold on. Come on. What are you doing? Trying to put the comment on here. Okay. Yes. Yeah, Marie. And most importantly, we want these youngsters out here to know that, because you hear a lot of these young kids. I know my days 16, 17. No, you're right. Man, let me tell you something, little dude. You don't know shit. You barely know how to spell your last name. Yeah, some of y'all just started learning how to wipe your ass. But y'all want to be 15, 16, 17. I know my rights. You don't know shit. They don't keep y'all in school long enough to know any damn thing, because y'all got more holidays than anything. Y'all don't know what to do. Y'all sit there and y'all watch these videos, or you hear somebody in your family say it, that I know my rights. So then y'all try to say you know your rights. Y'all, no disrespect to you youngins, you don't know shit. You don't know nothing. Some of y'all just started learning how to spell your last name. So don't try to convince somebody who's been on the earth longer than you that you know your rights. Don't do it. Yeah, that doesn't scare them. I know my rights. You don't know shit. And then wonder why we see these youngsters get into altercations with the police because you're trying to tell this officer that been on the job 20 or 30 or 40 years, I know my rights. You don't know shit. Nah, they don't give a fuck. But I think because the whole Marie, you know what, the whole thing too with the I know my rights is trending so much for my people that even for the ones that really do know their rights, they overlook that because too many of our people are doing that. I know my rights. I know my rights. I know my rights. And they doing it off of what they heard somebody say or videos or they heard somebody in their family say it. I don't know all my rights, but I know I ain't got the right to be fucking harassed. But you got people who's just gonna be out here. I know my rights. Yeah, sure you do. They don't know it, babe. They don't know it. If you look at a lot of these videos, you hear a lot of these youngsters, man. Yo, this is police brutality. Police brutality, spell it. They heard exactly, Marie. I guarantee you, they heard it on TV. This is police brutality, man. You don't know what police brutality is. The hell you talking about? I remember back in the days in New York when they had to stop and frisk. You know how different that shit was back then. Yo, for real, Ray, spell it. Talking about some spell brutality. You know how different it was when we were coming up and it was stop and frisk. They used to hop out on us. We'd be walking somewhere, minding our business. It'd be 8, 9 of us. Man, they would hop out like we had goddamn warrants, and we looking around like, whoa, 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 what the hell going on? You guys got ID? Got ID? What we need to show you ID for? What's going on? It's a serious topic. A lot don't talk about. They don't, and I'm not making it fun of the youngins, but we trying to get them to understand this shit is not a joke. Yeah, you got to remind. You got the right to remain silent, but Marie, but they get in front of these cameras, and because they're recording these cops or somebody else is recording them, they turn it into a clown show. They start telling the cops, suck my, yo, fuck out of here. But then as soon as something happens, we so quick to run to the streets and holler police brutality. And it doesn't have to go in that direction all the time. Sometimes you just got to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to shut up. I got my days I don't. Yeah, everything is content. That's what's sad, Marie. Everything is content. Until some shit come up on the news where 5 black African American teenagers were shot today. Then shit gets real because now we quick to go to the streets and holler police brutality, but we don't keep that same energy when we kill each other. That's the shit that kills me because you know we can just kill each other with no problem, right? We can hurt each other. We can do that with no problem, right? We can do it with no problem because that's what we supposed to do, right? But when it happens with them, now we ready to start a riot. We ready to go. We ready to just lash out. So what do we do with being stopped by the police? Rather if it's in your car or even if you're walking, because I've had it happen. We got 11, 12 years old. Oh Lord. Yeah, well, they don't take life serious. And there's some of you grown adults that don't take life serious neither. This ain't even about me just getting on the kids. I see some of you grown people that think this shit is a joke. But the first time something happens to you, I'm telling you, we're gonna sue these police. We're gonna sue the sheriff's department. Yes, don't get me wrong, it gets scary out here. And yes, there are some places in America that if you get caught, it probably could go left. But that's up to you to not put yourself in that situation. But they also have a job to do. I don't take my hat off or condone what police have done to us. A lot of us are not here because of them. Some of us have been beaten to death. We've been harassed. Yeah, they need to be dealt with. But us continuing to crash out and feel some kind of way towards them is not going to make the situation no better. So what do we do in those situations? Because I don't know about y'all, but I'm the type, I'm going to make it home. I'm going to make it home. I ain't asking for nobody's permission to go home. I ain't begging for nobody to let me go home. I'm going home. I'm going home because I don't want to put myself in this situation. Now, let's go back to the Pennsylvania. Being in Pennsylvania, if anybody knows how Pennsylvania is, certain parts of Pennsylvania, they ain't too crazy about us tans being down there. But I'm down there working. Some idiot, after us working down there 3-4 days, some idiot, we're working in this place where we had to go in and work. And somebody says they broke in. I'm like, how the fuck will we break in? And we're in where cars are coming up and down. People can clearly see that we working. We're dressed like workers. And as you know, we got Pennsylvania police in our face. We like, oh man, here we go. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't mad with the police, but before then, I haven't had the police in my face in a while. So I was really mad with the driver, ready to break his neck. Like, you got us in this predicament because we would have left when we were supposed to. This shit wouldn't have happened. And how is it that nobody knew we were out here working? And that was our assignment. So, one of the officers was like, when he was asking for IDs, he asked me, did I want to give him an ID? I said, yeah, I'll give it to you. I really don't want to, but I'm going to give it to you because I'm not from out here and I don't want no problems. Because in all reality, at that moment, I felt like we weren't even driving. Mind you, we was just parked where we were at, getting ready to go home. But I was on some, I didn't really want to give it to him. And it's not that I didn't want to cooperate. It wasn't, I felt like I wasn't in a situation where I needed to give it to him. That's just how I thought, but I gave it to him anyway. But it really was the drive I wanted to hurt, like, you big dummy. Because, sometimes dummies will put you in situations. But what do you do, once again, when being stopped by them? Don't panic. No fidgeting. No getting too crazy. Because don't get me wrong, we be in those moments where we do want to black out on them. But a lot of us really be in fear when we blacking out on them. Ain't nobody gonna tell me that they ain't scared. You need to be. You need to be a little nervous because you don't know where it's gonna go. Because the wrong move could get you slammed on your neck. I stay out of their way, y'all. That's why I don't go to protesters. I don't go where they marching. I don't really like being a part of that shit sometimes because if it gets out of hand, two things is gonna lead to. Protesting leads to two things, right? You getting arrested and you getting your ass whipped if it gets out of hand. I don't want no parts of neither one. That's why I don't go. I'm never really a part of those because it doesn't do anything for me. It's it just it just puts you in a space and place where you don't want that on your resume. So I fall back from a lot of that. Proper ID, registrations, whatever it is you need to show them, man. Do whatever you got to do, but stay the hell out of their way. And I don't think a lot of us understand that. Let's not give them a reason to even say anything to us. Situations you don't want to be in. Nah, it's situations I never want to be in. That's why I'm always out. I'm out the way, man. I get out the way, man. I see people getting messed with every day, and I'm like, when I walk out this door, thank God that God is watching over me. My Lord and Savior is watching after me every time I walk out this door, and I don't have to worry about getting harassed. But I see some of our people put themselves in situations to get messed with. We're not gonna act like police is just out there just messing with people randomly. You put yourself in situations because y'all act like y'all don't have nothing else better to do with y'all life. You put yourselves in them situations. Now, I'm not speaking for the ones that we have lost. I don't know what the situations were with them. A lot of them I don't, some of them I do. But how do we correct it and how do we fix it? By doing those things that we just said. Make sure you have your seatbelt on. You ain't riding around blasting your music like an idiot. You ain't running no red lights. You're not trying to rush to get to where you're going, so you might have slammed into somebody and damn near took them out of here, knowing that the police is gonna get involved. And what are you gonna tell the police if you went out there and hurt somebody? I ain't got to show you my ID. I know my rights. Yeah, I might have crashed into that car, but I know my rights. I'm sorry. They should have been looking at where they were going, and we wouldn't have crashed. I don't have to show you my ID because I know my rights. So that person that's laying across there is half gone out of here. But because you feel like they should have been paying attention, you ain't got to show your ID or nothing. I'm just saying. I never heard of nobody saying it, but I'm just trying to figure something out here. I mean, if we want them type of, if we don't want to be in them type of situations, let's not put ourselves there. Some of y'all still fail to understand that in the year of 2025. This is why I tell y'all, don't rush. If you are late getting to where you're going, it is your fault. Do not hurt anybody in the process of you trying to get to where you got to go. What do y'all think? I say that every morning because it sounds cute. I say it because you got people out here actually doing that. The guy who just um, murdered the woman, construction lady, he talking about he was hungry. He was on his way to Dunkin' Donuts. Took her out for some because you were hungry. Your stupid ass should have left before you left the house, dummy. Type of nonsense is that? You were you he took the lady out rushing. When they asked him where was he going, or he told them that he was rushing because he was trying to get the Dunkin' Donuts because he was hungry, but he hit her because you rushing the Dunkin' Donuts because you hungry. That's your fault. You should have ate before you left the house. You dummy. This is why I say don't hurt anybody in the process of you trying to get to where you got to go. That's what happened. And I hope they give him whatever they're going to give him because he deserves it, because that's a bunch of BS. So what do we do in those moments of being stopped by police? And be cool, calm, and collected. Protect your space, your peace, and your surroundings. Because you have every right to protect your space and your peace. I haven't picked the story back up again, Bay. So I'm sure they didn't give him a slap on the wrist and gave him $100 fine and told him to stay out of trouble for 6 months. Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna do something with him. But he definitely got locked up. But I don't know, they don't just lock you up and give you time in the same year. Sometimes, that you got to get a court date. A court date ain't, a court date could be 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. Well, I don't, but they damn sure, I'm sure they didn't give him a slap on the wrist. Because rather if she was paying attention to where she was going to or not, you still were rushing, and then you made it bad by letting that go public by saying I was trying to get the Dunkin' Donuts because I was hungry. That's your dumb ass. You should have ate before you left the house. And that goes for any other you dummies that's gonna tell me I'm rushing out because I'm hungry. I'm rushing out because I'm late for this. I'm late for that. Well, that's your damn fault. Your ass should have left sooner. You're not gonna hurt somebody in the process of you trying to get somewhere because you're late. Now, when you get pulled over by the police, now you 10 times mad. Oh, come on, man. Damn, I got somewhere to be, man. Shit. Yeah, well, once you know they come, they're not going to say, oh, you know what, you late? All right, dog, let me hurry up and write you the summons. They got to look you up, see if you got a warrant, because that's what they're looking for. Having a warrant for them is like having a food handler's certificate at a damn dishwashing job. That's a plus. You got a warrant, that's a plus. Straight up. Once that comes back, it's a wrap. So we have to stop putting ourselves in these situations where we're like, damn, man, I was only a step away from being home. Yeah, babe. Having that warrant, that's a plus. That's a plus. Oh, you got a warrant. Get them. And you idiots be out here with 2 or 3 warrants and not even in the same state. They be in different states. And y'all out here walking freely as if, oh, I didn't know I had a warrant in 2 other states. Man, get the fuck out of here. You know what you had. That's why your ass moved back home. You didn't move back because the weather was beautiful. Oh, I got a ticket for telling a cop straight up. I'm on my way to the doctor. I'm not feeling good. Well, getting a ticket is better than him, doing anything else. I'll take the ticket. I ain't gonna pay it, but I'll take it. I'll take it, but that don't mean I'm paying it. Because they got that. You can fight this in court. Man, fight. I ain't got time to be fighting no bullshit ass ticket in court. The hell, where the hell is that gonna get me? The fuck? You can give me a ticket all you want. Shit. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. It ain't getting paid. I don't mean to sound ignorant, but I'm just keeping it real with you. The motherfucker ain't getting paid. There's one thing every city in America has gotten rich off of us paying for shit. What do you think they use these summons, these tickets, and all this money for? What do you think they use that for? Walk around in your city. I don't care if you're in California, New York, Atlanta, wherever. Walk around your city, and you're gonna wonder why your city looked the way it looked, and then you just think it's the people, the higher power that's doing it. All that shit get paid from us doing what we do, paying our taxes, paying this, paying that, paying for a summons. Where y'all think all that shit come from? I'm serious. You like, hey, listen. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you, Vay. I don't play that shit. I don't play that. I'm being so real. I ain't trying to be ignorant about it, Vay. But But on a real note, we all are grown. We all know right from wrong. Some of us, when we were little, we were in a car when our parents got pulled over. We were in the car when our grandparents got pulled over. As we got older, we were in the car when our homies got pulled over. We ain't gonna act like we don't know right from wrong. But knowing right from wrong does not mean you know your rights. So when you start talking that shit, you better have a Bible. You better have a Bible of the law, knowing everything, and don't go making up shit. Cause all that screaming to them about I know my rights, man, they don't give a shit about none of that. They don't give a shit about none of that. You screaming, I know my rights. You don't know shit. You heard it on TV. You heard it in a movie. You heard a family member say it, and you taking it and running with it. You barely can spell your last name, but you want to talk about you know your rights. Man, knock it the fuck off. My brother Free, what up?
What up? What up?
You just getting up, Free? You looking real comfy.
Nah, I mean, I got up probably maybe an hour ago. I've been doing some work. I had to clear out some things, do some work. I had some phone calls, some things, some people needed some stuff done, so I had to take care of that.
Well, thank you, brother, for joining. We're gonna go on here until 7:25, so we got time to chop it up. So, of course, you know this. You know the combo already. Uh, um, what to do when being pulled over by the law. My good brother D Free, who's been in law enforcement and probably been in some situations before getting in law enforcement where he's might have been in the car when being pulled over, or he just knows somebody in his family that went through it. I need you, my good brother, to drop some gems on people, young and old, that think they know but really don't know what to do when being pulled over by the law, rather if it's police or the sheriff's department.
Um, well, first things first. Anytime you get on the road, um, what most people should do. I mean, I know people ain't going to do it, but just double check, make sure all of your lights are working, your turning signals are working, things like that. These are things. When I was in the service, when I worked for FedEx, when I worked for Comcast, DirecTV, any company I worked for where we had to use the company's vehicle, there was a thing called a pre-check inspection. You will go around your vehicle and check and make sure everything works, everything is in working condition, everything is good. A lot of people nowadays don't do that with their personal vehicle. They just get in the car and drive off. What a lot of people don't know, um, if you're driving at night, you get pulled over at night. Things like the light on your license plate, if that light is out, you can get pulled over for that. You gotta, of course, if you got a brake light out, you got a headlight out, turning signal, things like that, that'll get you pulled over. Um, you can even get pulled over if your passenger mirror is broke because that's a hazard. Technically, you ain't supposed to be on the road if you don't have a passenger mirror. You can't see how to get over and get over to the next lane. Technically, that vehicle is not supposed to be on the road. It won't pass inspection without that side mirror being on that passenger side. Um, but another thing is make sure all of your paperwork is in your vehicle. Your driver's license, of course, your registration, make sure it's up to date, and your insurance, make sure it's up to date. These things can cause you to get a ticket, which means people sometimes will get a little upset and they will act out a little bit because they get a ticket or whatever have you. If you don't have the insurance information in your vehicle, have a picture of it in your phone. These are things that will let the situation go a little bit smoother. But when it comes to the police pulling you over, what I normally do, me as a person that's been part of law enforcement, but a person that knows what the police look for, you get pulled over. If it's at night, You know you got tents on your window. You ain't doing nothing wrong. Cut on all the lights on the inside of your vehicle and roll your windows down. So when they walk up, there's no reason for them to feel any danger. They can see clearly into your vehicle. All of your windows are down. So there's no reason for them to feel any danger. That's what I normally do. I turn on all the lights on the inside of my vehicle so they can see. Because I do have dark tints on my vehicles. All of my vehicles, any vehicle I ever have, I have dark tints on it. So turn the lights on the inside. Roll the windows down. So when they walk up, they can feel safe. They can feel okay. Well, he got all the windows down. He got the lights on. He ain't hiding nothing. So there's no reason for you to feel unsafe. Another thing is if you depending on the area you in, like I said, when you roll the windows down, have your hands outside the window. You can have one hand outside the window, your other hand on the steering wheel. That way they know where both your hands at. They can see clearly where both your hands at. Or you can, if you want, you can put both hands out the window. What I normally do, I take my driver's license, my registration, and I have that already sitting out the window with my other hand on the dashboard. I had I mean, on the steering wheel. I had my license and my registration sitting in my hand with my other hand on the steering wheel. So when they come up, I ask them, hey, "How you doing, officer? What you pulled me over for?" He let me know what he pulled me over for. The license and registration is right here, and he takes it, do what he got to do, come back. Nine times out of ten, things like that, when they see that you really not doing anything wrong and it was just a mistake that you made, a lot of times things like that would let you go off a warning. They'll let you go with a warning. Every once in a while, you're gonna have one of those cops that's trying to meet a quota. They got certain tickets. They got a certain amount of tickets they got to write for the month, so they're trying to meet a quota. So every once in a while, you'll get one of those where they're going to give you a ticket anyway. But a lot of times, those things like that they wouldn't let you off with a warning. They were like, "Hey, next time just slow it down," or "Hey, make sure you get that taken care of. I'm gonna let you go with a warning."
Yeah.
So those are some of the things. And see, us being part of this generation that we in right now, everybody want to be, "Oh, I know my rights," and you don't have no right to pull me over. Like I said, it can be just the daggone the light in your on your tags could be out. That's a reason for them to pull over. They can't read your license plate. Now they can read your license plate when they pull up on you, but in the distance they can't read those license plates. Those license plates in the distance. That's why you have those two lights back there. Because at a distance, what if the police is sitting on the side of the road? He don't have his vehicle on. He's just sitting there parked, and you ride past that license plate light is out. They can't read your license plate. They're going to automatically turn their car on and get behind you.
Yeah. Vame said, D free, what is considered legal tint in your state?
In my state,
Yeah.
35%. See, I don't ride around on 35%. But my state is 35%. But my vehicle, all the way around my vehicle, I got 10% tint. Even my front window is 10%. And I do that for a reason because um, and you can get by with that depending on the type of area you're in. If you got a lot of carjacking and things like that, you can get by with that. You just let them know, hey, look, I got dark tint on my windows because there's a lot of carjacking. And at night, when I'm in the car by myself, I don't want nobody to be able to know how many people's in my car. More less likely to walk up on a car when they don't know how many people in the vehicle than a car that they can see clear in and see there's only one person there. If they see a car pull up, it's dark tint. They can't see the driver. They can't see nobody inside that car. Nine times out of ten, they're gonna let that car go. 'Cause they don't know if it's somebody, if it's a whole back seat full of niggas in that back seat, and they all got guns. So they were like, man,
Yeah.
I'm not rolling on that car. I'm gonna let that one go. I see this car over here. He ain't got no sense. Let me roll up on him. So you can, if you know how to talk to a police officer, you do it in a calm manner. A lot of times, police officers be like, you know what, I understand, but you know it's not legal. I'm gonna let you go with a warning. Next time, just get the tent a little bit lighter. Just get it a little bit lighter for our safety and your own safety. And so, like I said, they're a lot of times they'll let you go with a warning if you're dealing with a sensible police officer. Like I said, every once in a while you're gonna be dealing with somebody that's not gonna be so sensible and they're not gonna be so understanding and they're gonna still write you a ticket because you're doing something illegal. especially when you get the one fresh out of the academy. The ones that's fresh out of the academy, they out there to go by the book. They doing everything by the book. They don't have that feel of the people yet. So
Yeah.
they're going to, a lot of times they're working with a veteran. So the veteran want to know, do they know what they're doing out there? So even though they might understand what you're talking about because they fresh out of the academy, they're gonna write you a ticket because they want to show that they're a good cop out there on the streets.
Ray said that in those tickets be high as shit. Yeah, man. Listen, man. Look, I've seen people get tickets, and I'd be like, damn, you might want to trade that car in.
Yeah,
You might want
like
to
a lot
get
of times.
it.
I mean, especially like I say, if y'all know y'all going out, you know you going out. And I mean, this is what people should do anyway, at least once a week. But if you know you're going out that weekend and you're gonna have some friends riding with you, clean your car out, vacuum your car. Anything you got in the ashtray, dump it out. Anything you got on the floor in the seat, make sure you vacuum it out. Because if so happens if you get a cop and they make y'all get out the vehicle, you might have been in the car smoking earlier this week and forgot that you put that blunt out in the ashtray. Now they got, or they might see it in the ashtray, and now they got a probable cause to search the vehicle because they can see it. It's in plain sight. So they were like,
Yeah.
okay, I mean, if you're in a state where marijuana is, I'm not gonna say is legal, is legalized, but you're supposed to smoke it in the comfort of your own home. Well, in a vehicle, that's not the comfort of your own home. You can still get a ticket for that. So now you just gave them probable cause to search your vehicle because you got a daggone, you got weed or a paraphernalia of marijuana in your ashtray that's in plain sight or in the cup holder that's in plain sight. Yeah, and in Cali, yeah, it's legal in Cali. But see, like DC, I think Maryland might have did it too. I'm not sure. I know they were supposed to pass it last year. I'm not 100% sure if they passed it or not. But I know DC, they legalized it, but it's not legal where you can walk the streets and just smoke marijuana. Now they do have people that do that because the police don't want to do any paperwork because it's only a misdemeanor and you can carry
Yeah.
up to 2 ounces on you, but technically, you're not supposed to be walking the street smoking marijuana. If they read the law, it
You're
says
not.
you can have up to 2 ounces and you can walk the streets with it, but you can only smoke it in the comfort of your own home, in the privacy of your own home, I
Yes.
should say.
Yes. Even with that, don't challenge the police, even though it's illegal. Y'all, I need y'all to stop doing that because some of y'all walking up to cops thinking y'all could blow the smoke in their face, and some of y'all just doing too fucking much
And
with this
that's
weed. Y'all,
another thing, too. That's another thing, like I said, clean out your car. You might have an empty beer bottle down there that might have been down there from 2 weeks ago. You ain't been drinking. But if they
yeah,
police see that empty beer bottle down there, that's all of a reason they need for you to get out the vehicle.
yeah. And I've been in cars plenty of times, like I said, when we have been pulled over, and I'm thank God that there's never been a time where it has escalated. Thank God, man, because there's just some people who you think that because you be around them or you think you know them and you think they're intelligent. Some of them are, but when it comes to police, they got this hate in their heart. Man, dog, I can't stand them. That's why I reacted like that. But dog, you could have put all our asses in jeopardy. Do you realize we all could have spent the night in the county just because of your fucking mouth? What's the matter with you? Don't do that shit.
Yeah,
What you do with your own time is that. Don't do that when you with us, because sometimes you got that officer, like you said, that'll be like, okay, everybody's going in now.
yeah. I mean, yeah, you don't want to make any sudden movements or thing like, especially if you see a police officer walk up and he got his hand resting on his firearm. Don't make any subtle movements. If he asks you to do something, like he might say, "Hey, I need your license and registration." Make it be known. My license, my registration is in my glove box, or my license is in my wallet in my back pocket. I gotta grab my wallet out of my back pocket. Let it be known what you're doing. But A lot of times, all you got to do is follow the simple instructions that the police officer is asking you to do, and nine times out of ten, you're not gonna get any. And like I said, I don't know how every state how their police officer carry themselves because I know you have some states where police officers are a little more strict than other states. So you got to conduct yourself accordingly, and you got to know the laws of your state because every state is different. Like what goes on in Maryland and D.C. don't necessarily fly in Virginia, don't
Yeah,
necessarily fly in Delaware or Pennsylvania, but I can
yeah.
do it in D.C. and Maryland, and Pennsylvania and Delaware and Virginia are the neighboring states to me because I can go down this way. I can go northwest and I can hit Pennsylvania. If I go north, I hit Delaware. If I go south, I hit Virginia. If I go southwest, I can hit West Virginia. So what goes on in DC and Maryland might not necessarily goes on in the surrounding states around me. So you got to pay attention to what the laws is of those states.
Yeah. Just like I tell people, what goes on in New York don't go on in New Jersey or Philly or Connecticut. Everywhere is different. People will think that because you're in the tri-state area, I thought all the rules were the same. Shit, that's a lie.
No,
That's a lie.
no, no. Now the federal law is the same everywhere, but
Yeah,
state law is literally what it says. State law is only for my state, not your state. My state.
yeah.
Now we might have similar laws, but that doesn't mean that their law is going to be the exact same to the letter. It could be similar, but it might be something in that law that's a little bit different than this state. Like my
Do you
state
think?
might say you can carry marijuana up to 2 ounces. Virginia might say you can carry marijuana up to a ounce and a half. Yes, both of them you can carry marijuana, but the weight of the marijuana is different.
Do you think that's why when a lot of people go out of town, they get caught up in shit because they thinking, um, hey, I thought in this state this was I thought I didn't know because sometimes people go and assume, and I think that's messed up on your behalf because you should know. You can't think if you come from Philly that the rules are going to be the same in DC. It's different.
Yeah, I mean sometimes yeah that happens. That happens sometimes. Like I said, a lot of times a police officer, if you're not doing nothing crazy, like you might have made an illegal turn because in your state is legal for you to turn on a red light, but in this state it's not legal for you to turn on a red light. Like in DC and Maryland, it literally has to say no turn on red for you not to be able to turn on a red light. Like if I'm going straight and I'm making a right hand turn, but I'm sitting at a light, if it doesn't say no turn on red, I can go ahead and make that right hand turn if I got an opening to make that right hand turn. Now in Virginia, no. If it's a red light, you can't turn until that light turn green. They don't need no
Thanks,
sign
Ray.
up there. That's what the law is.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Ray. Appreciate you, sis. Yeah. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. Um, Even when you are not in the car, let's say Mardi Gras happens, and people go down to New Orleans, and they tend to do some of the most silliest shit, and then they think because it's Mardi Gras and anything and everything goes, because that's the concept that's what they put in your head. But then they don't realize, oh, you think you could just come down here and do that? You can't come
Yeah,
down here and do that. Now you might be able to do that up north. You might be able to do that in Atlanta. You might even do it in Texas. But just because this is the South, that doesn't mean that's okay here. It's different here in New Orleans.
yeah. Vamos, yeah, we got red light cameras everywhere in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. They everywhere. We got speed cameras, we got red light cameras. So you'll pull up to a stoplight in DC and see like 4 cameras there. You'll see
Yeah,
4 cameras. One is for the red light, one is for speeding. Another one might be for catching all of the lane. Like you'll see like 3 or 4 cameras up there. But yeah,
yeah.
we have them throughout DC, and Maryland, and Virginia.
Yeah, which is good. We got a few, we get a few here. I got surrounded by police because they thought, hold on, my car was, she
So
said
her
my
car
car
was
was
stolen.
stolen. Meanwhile, there was nothing on record saying that oh yeah, that's why we have these conversations, and I know it might ruffle your feathers a little bit, but it's something that people need to know what to do with being stopped by them. Believe me, love, we're not trying to aggravate anybody out here, but this is really a very
Now
important
that
topic.
I seen that happen before. That happened to off-duty FBI uh, agent. He was in a vehicle. They pulled him out of his car and put him in handcuffs and put him in the police cruiser
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
they thought his
yeah,
car was connected to something else, and they come to find out they read the tag number wrong. It was the same make and model, looked exactly like the other car, but the tag number was different. And
yeah,
because they didn't pay close attention to the tag. They just pulled the car over. They surrounded the car and everything. Come to find out, he was an FBI agent, and he ain't had nothing to do with anything. And then
no, man.
one of the other police officers that came up on the scene later, she was looking at the license plate. She was like, "Hey, we got the wrong vehicle." He like, "What you mean?" She said, "Look at the tag number." She said, "This is the tag number we supposed to be looking at. I mean, looking for. Look at the tag number that he has." And he looked at it. He was like, "Oh shit, damn." And so they went back and they apologized to the dude. The dude he ain't get mad or anything like that. But they apologized to him and said that was my mistake. I
Yeah,
jumped the gun and I thought it was something when it wasn't. It's on me. This is my badge number. This is my sergeant's number. And if you have any issues, you want to make any complaints, this is the number to call. Dude was like, "No." He said, "It's not." He said, "I understand." And he got back in his vehicle and he pulled off.
yeah. Which is cool because some people are wait. You don't know who I am? Your ass is gonna be fired. You got some people that, you know what I mean. I remember watching something. I forgot what it was, and they pulled this judge over. Didn't know she was a judge, but boy, did she give them the business. But the shit that was coming out of her mouth was like, "Wait a minute, miss, you're a judge," and the officer was like, "Why didn't you say anything about being a judge?" And yo, Free, she was just going off. I said, the fa la that was coming out of her mouth was crazy. I said, she a judge?
Yeah, I saw another one where dude was just he was a law-abiding citizen, and once
Appreciate
again
you, Angie.
they thought his vehicle was involved in a crime, and they misread the license plate number. Now he didn't act crazy. He was like, "Man, I've been living in this daggone community for over 20 years." He said my family was born here. My I was born here. I raised my kids here. He's like, y'all pulled me out of my vehicle. I'm in the middle of the road. Everybody riding past, seeing me locked up in handcuffs in the car. But and
Yeah,
the police officer said the same thing. He like, "Hey, look, this is my badge number. This is who you need to call." He said, "You want to make a complaint? You can call this person to make a complaint." He said, "I understand." He said, "It was my mistake." And, he gave them all the information, and then they left or whatever. I mean, they didn't treat him badly or anything like that. They just pulled him out the vehicle and put him in handcuffs. But it wasn't like they slammed him down to the ground
yeah,
and
yeah,
threw him in the
yeah,
back of the
yeah,
car. They didn't do nothing like that.
yeah.
They came out with guns drawn because they thought his vehicle was mixed up in a I think it was a robbery or something.
You
Have you ever
know,
heard of someone freaking out on you, or have I ever had somebody freak out on me? Um, yeah, but not for me pulling anybody over. Um, I had a situation. I was working on New Year's Eve, and it was a couple, a husband and a wife. They went out or whatever. They came back to the hotel. They brought some people back to the hotel, and the wife wanted to have a threesome with the husband. And so they went ahead and did it, and the wife got jealous and tried to fight the young lady or whatever because she said her husband was spending too much time with the female or whatever instead of paying attention to her. And so we got the call of the domestic dispute. So I go up there The lady is in the hallway. The wife, she's in the hallway. The young lady that was there, she had already left. She got her clothes and left. She like, I can't deal with this. I'm out. So by the time I got there, it was just the wife and the husband. They're both in the hallway, butterball naked, going back and forth. I'm like, oh shit. I had to call. I had to call some backup. I'm gonna need some people. I'm gonna need some backup. I got two two unclothed individuals, black male, about 6'2", about 175 pounds. Black female, about 5'2", look like she weighs about 140 pounds. I'm gonna need a female officer, and I'm gonna need another male officer to back me up. Cause I was just doing a little um, I was doing I was moonlighting. I was moonlighting, and so I was
Okay.
working. Working this hotel for New Year's Eve, and the joint was crazy. Like I said, she's sitting there butterball naked, no clothes on, no robe, no nothing. They in the hallway just going back and forth,
That's
putting
crazy.
her out of the hotel. He put her out of the hotel room or whatever. So, and um, he went back in a hotel room and locked the door. And I'm sitting there knocking on the door. I'm like, sir, can you give her clothes? I understand you don't want her in the room. Fine, she can go. I just need you to give her clothes. So the other officer came up and the female came up. So the female brought a blanket up to put around her while we was sitting there trying to get her clothes or whatever. I was like, this is crazy as hell. They were literally going back for. I'm trying to get in between, but I ain't trying to touch nobody's breast. I'm damn sure ain't trying to touch no male private parts. I'm like, hey, I need y'all to split up, take a step back. I'm like, ma'am, stand right here, sir. You stand right there. I'm like,
Oh,
because they was literally in each other's face, and I'm trying to get in between, but I ain't trying to touch nothing.
Yo, man, let me tell you something. Yeah, 12, that's crazy. That's
But
crazy.
yeah, I mean, I had a couple of people flip out, but like I said, I never I never had nobody flip out on me for a traffic stop or anything like that. Now I did have I was conducting um, traffic at this at the wharf. And anybody been to DC, if you ever been to the wharf, you know what the wharf is. That's where they got all the seafood. Well, now they rebuild the wharf, so it's a lot of restaurants. You got Gordon Ramsay restaurant, Hell's Kitchen is down there. You got Wolfgang Puck Kitchen is down there. There's a lot of celebrity kitchens down there. So as they was rebuilding it, we was down there doing the construction, and we end up being the security down there. And I'm dealing with the traffic because they got a big ass crane coming. I'm stopping traffic so the crane could come out and go to where he got to go. And people blowing the horn. I'm like, man, just stay right there. I'm like, where you gonna go? You got a big ass crane in the middle of the street. Where you gonna go? You blowing the horn. He ain't moving. You ain't gonna be able to go around him. So they were like, he's like, man, can you move the daggone crane? I'm trying to get to work. I'm like, you see the crane in the middle of the street. How am I gonna move the crane? I don't drive these daggone cranes. I can't move nothing. I said, I'm trying to get him so he can go where he gotta go so y'all can get through. He's like, man,
Yeah,
this is fucking me up. I said, dog, if you late, that means you left out the house late. So how you gonna blame it on the daggone crane? You should have left out the house earlier.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, some situations could turn out to be funny, and then some could turn out to be scary. Some could be life threatening. Some could just be okay, and everybody can go home if everybody just cooperate. Um, and don't get me wrong, it gets scary out there because the first thing y'all think is shit. We getting pulled over by the police. Damn. But you shouldn't have to think like that
Yeah.
unless you got something going on.
Some
Like
people
we
say
put
that.
ourselves like check this out, right? If I got a warrant, sometimes you don't know, right? But sometimes we do know, right? Or even not if you have a warrant. If you just know you riding dirty, that's why that song by Chameleon there was one of my favorites. Riding dirty, right? People think that's just a song, but it's a lot of people who be really out here riding dirty. Rather if you have a warrant, drugs, weapons on you, you know what I'm saying? Any of that you know that can get you snatched out, or if you just got a history with lashing out
Let me. I'm gonna
with the
tell you something that
police.
I did. I did because this lady was just getting on my damn nerves. She was getting on my nerves. Once again, I was conducting traffic, and the light was out, and so the car. I got to make sure that these cars can go at a certain amount of time, and then let
Yeah.
these cars go at a certain amount of time. And so it was this one lady, and she just kept laying on the horn. Now you got this is the middle of the school, the rush hour. You got the kids going to school and stuff like that, and you got traffic going back and forth. So this lady laying on the horn. I'm like, ma'am, stop blowing the horn. It's not going to make you go no faster. No, I'm trying to get where I gotta go. I said, okay, well, you gotta wait your turn. We trying to conduct the traffic as much as we can. You just gotta wait your turn. So she kept leaning on the horn. I said, okay, all right. I said, all right. I said, real quick, I'm gonna go handle this. Walk right up to her there, gonna give us a license registration. She was like, what you need my license? Cause you disturbing the peace. License and registration. Gave her a $350 ticket for disturbing the peace. She just kept laying on the horn.
Damn.
She just kept laying on the horn. I mean, that's literally disturbing the peace. You just sitting there laying on the horn, and you know that it's some things going on.
You know what?
You
I wish they
disturbing
would
the
have
peace.
that here. Shit, we need that here because people literally disturb the peace here. But New York City is such a big city but still, there's some people who just think that they could do whatever they want to do in the city. They need to have that here. There be
But
some
and
people here
that's another
literally
thing too.
disturbing the peace.
When you see a situation like you see a lot of these people nowadays, they want to pull their camera out and videotape
Yeah,
the traffic stop or whatever the police is doing. That's fine to do. That's fine to do. It's no law saying you can't do that. You can do that at a nice distance. Make sure you're doing it at a nice distance. Because as long as you're across the street, they can't tell you that you can't videotape anything. And you have the right to videotape the public. It's free to the public. You can videotape whatever you want in the public. But if you're interfering with what they're doing, now you're gonna get you can get yourself arrested because you're you I damn forgot the word just slipped my mind real quick. Um but you causing a disturbance to what they're trying to do. They're trying to
right.
place this person under arrest, or they're trying to take care of the situation. If you're interfering with what they're doing, now you just got yourself involved in that situation. Now you can be arrested because you're interfering. Not to
Yeah,
mention if you making a whole bunch of ruckus and trying to draw attention, now you're disturbing the peace. Like you can literally walk past a police officer and say "fuck you." That's not a crime. You can't get a ticket for that. You can say "fuck you" all you want to, but when you start making it loud and drawing a crowd, now you're disturbing the peace, and you can get a citation for that. A lot of people don't know they don't know that law, but anytime you draw a crowd to a situation, now you're disturbing the peace because those people wasn't paying attention to that. They was minding their own business. Now, if it's a situation where they doing something injustice and you trying to draw some attention so people can know, hey, look, they trying to kill me over here, then yeah,
yeah,
do what you got to do to survive. But
yeah,
if it's just they writing a ticket to somebody or whatever have you, and you drawing a crowd, you can get a citation for disturbing the peace because now
yeah.
you just draw a crowd to that situation.
They said, "What was your hardest day on duty?"
Oh shit!
Did you hear the question?
What is my heart? Hold on one second. Let me get my other AirPod. Hold on one second.
All right. Welcome everybody. Yes, yes, yes. Happy Tuesday, y'all. We back on the Snow Doug Zone podcast. I hope y'all Tuesday's been blessed. Um, I know this subject's a little touchy to people, but just bear with me, y'all. We just not trying to ruffle no feathers. A lot of us have been in
Hey, my
situations
bad.
where but
Can
we
y'all
just
hear me
trying
now?
to, yeah, we just want people to know what to
Uh,
do in these situations.
my hardest day on duty. Ooh, I would have to say the hardest day on duty. It was when I had a officer lose his life. I had an officer lose his life, and it wasn't. I wasn't there when it happened. I just got the word of what happened, and he was a close friend. He was a good officer. He never really bothered anybody and things like that. Um, but it was a situation. I can't say the wrong place at the wrong time because he responded to a call. Um, and he got hit. He got hit by a stray getting out of his vehicle. Um, but that was the hardest situation because it was the hardest day for me because this was an individual. Like I said, he was a good individual. Never gave anybody problems. Always helped out in the community. But y'all got to understand this dude. Literally, he had graduated the academy maybe 2 or 3 years prior to that. 3 years. It was 3 years. 3 years prior to that, he graduated the academy and he got promoted to a corporal. And he had right before he lost his life, he had I say 6 months prior to that, he had just got married, and a month prior to him losing his life,
Oh God.
he had just had his first baby girl.
Oh man.
And
Damn.
I was the one that had to go tell his wife that he just passed away in the line of duty.
Shit, man. Shit. You know,
Yeah, that was the hardest day.
nobody wins. Nobody wins in these situations when somebody gets murdered, right? Rather if you're a passenger, the driver, or if you're just a police officer doing a job. People pick in these type of situations, people pick and choose how they want to deal with these situations. But nobody wins.
And the thing was, the
Not
like I said, he got hit by a
every
stray.
officer.
He didn't get called for any domestic dispute. He just got called to a situation. It was I forgot what the call was for,
Yeah.
but it wasn't no dispute or anything like that. I think he got called out to a residence for something, and when he got out the vehicle, a stray hit him straight. As soon as he got out, pow! And when
Yeah.
the people said when they was outside, there was nobody around. They're like literally the streets was clear. It wasn't nobody on the street like they took aim at him or anything like that. They said the streets was clear. He pulled up to the residence and got out the vehicle and got hit by a stray. Something happened maybe a couple of blocks over or whatever, but it wasn't nothing on that block going on.
Vay got a question. Yeah.
Can you explain the ranks to us, like captain, lieutenant? Um, well, you have officer, you have a corporal, you have a sergeant, you have a lieutenant, you have a captain, um, and then you have a watch commander, which is usually a sergeant or a captain. Um, I mean, it could be any one of the top officers. I mean, it's usually watch commander. It can be a lieutenant or a captain. it can also be a sergeant because he might be taking over that day and he might be the only one on duty that day. So he's the watch commander for that whole precinct. He's the watch commander for that precinct. So you can have a sergeant in charge of the precinct. You can have a lieutenant in charge. You can have a captain in charge. Usually the captain is the one that's in charge, and then you have, like I said, the chief. But you also have a deputy chief. I mean, some people have deputy chiefs. Some people have what I want to how I want to say it. You have deputy chief. Um, yeah, you have deputy chief. You have captain. Like the sheriff department is a little bit different than a police department. Sheriff departments are a little bit different. Um, their ranking system is still pretty much the same, but you got a deputy sheriff and you have a sheriff. It's they got sheriffs. In police, you have chiefs. So theirs is a little bit different. Their ranking system is a little bit different, but it still has the same meaning. Um, but the corporal is below the sergeant. Sergeant is usually the person is either going to be the corporal or the sergeant. If the sergeant is taking care of something else, then the corporal will show up to handle what's going on at that scene. But a lot of times, if it's something that needs to be the supervisor there, they usually will call the sergeant. That's the one that usually pull up whenever you hear somebody say, "Oh, let me speak to your supervisor." They usually call him a sergeant. And then if they want to go over top of the sergeant, then they will call a lieutenant. They want to go over top of him, then it's the captain. And then over top of the captain is the assistant chief or the chief. Like, and some you have some security that have the same type of systems where, like with my company, we do the same thing. We have corporals, we have sergeants, um, we don't have lieutenants and captains anymore.
Yeah,
We eliminated those and we made it where you have a director. So a director in my company, a director is a director of a department. He might be director of the school system. Then we have a director of nightlife. Then we have a director of constructions or a director of fire watch. So
yeah,
those took the place of lieutenant and captain, but those are the different ranks. Each one have a little more duty than the other one. That
oh, hold on, y'all. He'll come back in. Lost him. Well, we didn't lose him. He'll be back in. Doesn't take him long. But smash that like button, y'all, and I appreciate everybody that's tapping in tonight. I know this is a subject nobody wants to hear, but yo, listen, y'all. This is no duck zone. We don't duck anything, baby. We gotta bring y'all a real. We gotta bring you reality that when people are in these situations, we gotta know what to do. Oh shit. Okay.
yeah, a lot of times, and the way, um,
T, what up?
uh, yeah, the way you can tell a lot of high-ranking officers when it comes to the police force. I don't know how all police departments do it, but I know New York do it. I know D.C., Maryland, and Virginia do it. Normal police officer have a silver badge. Once you become a sergeant or higher, you get a gold badge. When you become a sergeant or higher, you get a gold badge, and that's to separate the difference between lower rank and upper ranks.
Yeah.
So I know New York do it. I know D.C., Maryland, and Virginia do it. I'm not sure about all of the other states if they do the same thing, but a lot of them do that to separate the difference between the two. So if you ever see somebody, if you see normally your police officer has a silver badge on, and then all of a sudden you see another one in the same uniform, he got a gold badge, it's because he's higher ranked. That's how you can tell the difference. You might not see any stripes on him, but you'll see that gold badge. It lets you know that he's higher ranked.
Yeah. Thank you for explaining that. They wanted to know that. Anybody else that wanted to know that. But yeah, this is, this is for all of our safeties. I need everybody to understand that we're not just talking to people in particular. It's for everybody's safety, and I'm gonna need a lot of our black folks to stop going around thinking because you put your cameras out all the fucking time, you screaming, "I know my rights." That shit is so tiring and so overrated, and a lot of y'all don't know shit. You don't. Y'all are so happy to be able to go see a video with yourself in it acting ignorant and dumb. And it's too many of y'all that's taking that and trending it. Too many. This is why I be like, I don't come from this world. When I was coming up, it wasn't no camera. Shit. Cops used to be able to do what the hell they wanted to do. Cameras keep things a little quiet sometimes. Unless they don't see you and you somewhere in the bushes with the camera and they didn't know you was, other than that. But y'all need to chill with that. It's too much of that going on, man. Everybody want to whip out their camera, but ain't nobody trying to calm down the situation. Salute to the ones who try to calm down the situation versus the ones who just want to stand there with a camera in their hand all damn day. Standing there with a camera in their hand all damn day ain't gonna help anything. Y'all want to argue with them all day. I know my rights. I ain't got to move. Fuck you. I live here. You don't. Jesus Christ, man. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, to help the people, Vay. That's what it's all about. I know it's touchy, but it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all it is. We just trying to tell people. We ain't trying to tell you that when they approach you, roll over the damn ground like a dog. We're not telling you that. We're telling you when the police approach you. We're telling them when they approach you to just obey. Listen, because they want to be able to make it back to their station so they can be able to make it back home. And we want to be able to go back home, man. It's a touchy subject, but it needs to be talked about. But look, when y'all come over there, this is the type of shit we get into. It's serious, y'all. Because we got people out there that claiming they know their rights and they don't know shit. Free, these kids are gonna get hurt out here going back and forth with these police talking about they know their rights. You can't fuck with me. Get out of here. Dudes be 15, 16. Like, you, shorty, you barely know how to spell your last name. You just started wiping your own ass.
Right.
Are you kidding me? You barely know how to do any of this shit, but all of a sudden, I know my rights. Yeah, Ray, let me tell you something. There's going to be conversations that you're going to have where, and I'm not taking a shot at anybody, but there's going to be some subjects that people are going to stay for, and then some are going to leave because sometimes it doesn't fit them, or it's too touchy, or they don't like it, or it's too boring. Some people want to come to a live where they're not falling asleep, and I understand. But there's going to be some people who's going to look at this and be like, damn, bro, I needed to hear that. Because it's real. Because some of us black folks, we love to be out there screaming, my rights, I know my rights. You don't know shit. You got a right to remain silent. That's how about that shit? You got a right to remain silent, motherfucker.
A lot of time people don't understand. You just being quiet save yourself from getting locked up.
Yeah.
Because something that you say, you don't realize that a lot of times you can incriminate your own self. And if you would have just been quiet, you'd be sitting at home right now. Because I've seen plenty of times where police officers stop the individual just because an individual did something that had nothing to do with why he ended up getting arrested.
No.
He got stopped for something totally different, but because he didn't know how to keep his mouth shut, he ended up snitching on himself.
Yeah, Gibson, what's up, my brother? He said, plus these conversations come to mind at all. Yeah, they do. Yeah. And that's all we try to do. But If you really don't want that problems, then don't put yourself in them situations. I learned that. Um, I told you it's funny. So I told Tiff yesterday, right? We go into her brother's spot, and we see the dudes in front of the store that we know, but the police is walking by. Now, usually when you're standing in front of the bodega, it's not always for a good reason. But you got some cops that'll walk by that don't care what you're doing. Then you got some that'll step to you and go, "What's up, guys?" I said, "Look, the police is coming. I don't know if they're gonna stop in front of there or not, but one thing we don't do, we don't stop in front of bodegas to talk to people like that. And it's not because we think we better than them, because we know in front of these bodegas, shit happens.
My
So
man.
I'm like, walk by. You can speak, but don't stop there. Walk by because shit pops off. I'm gonna remember what Free said about having the info already. Yeah, and these things are important to know. We're not trying to purposely ruffle anybody's feathers. I apologize to anybody who's been in a situation where they might have been harassed, they might have lost a family member, wrongly accused, spent time in jail for something that they didn't. Hey, I'm not trying to piss anybody off, but these conversations need to be brought up. This is a topic that needs to be brought up. It's not to piss anybody off, but this is real. This is real. And we just gotta not put ourselves in these situations. Sometimes we put ourselves in situations that we don't have to be in. And
I
once
wanna
we're in them situations,
I
we
wanna ask the community something. I wanna ask the community something. I'm gonna give y'all two situations. And you tell me what you would do in that situation. I'm gonna give y'all time to comment in the chat. Let's say um you got in your vehicle, you went to the gas station, you got some gas, and you pulled off from the gas station. And as soon as you pulled off from the gas station, you get pulled over, and the police said they pulled you over because you didn't have a seatbelt on. Um, they asked for your registration, your license, and your proof of insurance, and they wrote you a ticket for not having a seatbelt on. Would you fight it, or would you say, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and pay the ticket for not having my seatbelt on? And then let me give you another situation. You get in your car. You at home. You get in your car, and you put your car in drive, and You pulled out of the parking spot, and the police throw his lights on and say you didn't have your seatbelt on. But you was grabbing your seatbelt to put it on as soon as you was pulling out of the parking spot. You were grabbing your seatbelt to put it on. He said you didn't have your seatbelt on, and he wrote you a ticket for that. Would you pay that ticket or would you fight it? Both situations.
Yeah, BC said he will fight. Well, Jay Gibson said he'll fight it in court. BC said he'll fight it later. And Vay said, I believe she said, there's no way you can be behind me and say you stopped me for a seatbelt. Uh, yeah.
No, I didn't. I didn't say they. I didn't say they was behind you. I just say they just
Put
pulled. They
it
pulled
on
out
before you
and pulled you over.
put it on before. She said, put it on before you pull off. Yeah, I always do that. I don't play that. I always put my shit on. Nobody has it. When I get in the car with my own brother, he lives in Yonkers. I gets in the car and I'm putting a seatbelt on. He'll look at me like you always throwing. Yeah, you damn right. I'm gonna throw that seatbelt on. Cause at the end of the
Let me tell
day,
you
I don't
something.
want no problems.
I'm gonna tell you something. What a lot of y'all probably don't know, and this is another reason why I have tints on my window as well, even the front window. They have a laser that they can shoot at your windshield from about 100 yards away that can tell them if you have a seatbelt on or not. A lot of times when you see the guys on the side of the road with the speed camera, it's not just the speed camera. It's also able to tell if you have a seatbelt on or not from 100 yards away.
Yeah, a car will ding to let you know your seatbelt isn't on. Yeah. So yeah, it's yeah, man, it's a lot. It's a lot to know that to think that you do know. All I do know is this out of everything is that I choose not to put myself as,
Now,
excuse me, I
I'm gonna
choose
tell
not to
you,
put myself.
I'm gonna tell you right now. In both of those situations, you wouldn't win either one of those cases in court. Both of them, you wouldn't win either one.
Yeah,
What people don't know, as soon as you put your car in drive, your seatbelt is supposed to be off. Even though your foot is on that brake, technically, your car moves when you put it in drive.
damn. Jay
So
Gibson said VA,
your
the
seatbelt is
seatbelt.
supposed to be on anytime that vehicle is in motion. That's why they tell you put your seatbelt on before you put it in drive. Because once you put that car in drive, your car moves a tenth of an inch. So technically, it's in motion. Technically, it's in motion. So if that seatbelt is not on when you put that car in drive, technically you're driving without your seatbelt on.
He said that. Damn, VA. Yeah, VA is. Yeah, look, man. We said in these states, man, y'all got to be careful.
And that's the difference between DC, Maryland, Virginia, different because it's a Commonwealth state. Any ticket you get in DC, I mean in Virginia, any ticket. I don't care if it's a busted tail light. I don't care if it's a tag light. I don't care if it's a seatbelt. I don't care if it's jaywalking. Any ticket you get in Virginia, you have to go to court. There is no paying for it and getting it over with. You have to go to court. Any ticket.
Yeah, that's Ooh, Lord have mercy. Let me tell y'all something. On y'all way to New York next year for my barbecue, don't y'all stop and get your ass no ticket. Cause I can't help you. Don't call me. Yo, no Dougzo, I got pulled over. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Shit out of luck. You better have
That's
your
why.
seatbelt
That's
bringing
why
your
you
ass
will
to
hear
New York.
a lot of people say that, especially from DC and Maryland, they say they don't like driving through Virginia because the state troopers in Virginia they don't play.
Let
Like
me tell you
now,
what.
I got a heavy foot. I got a heavy foot, but when I'm in Virginia, oh nigga, I'm doing the speed limit like I'm sitting up straight up in my car. I'm like this. They're like, no, why are you sitting? No, I'm in Virginia. I don't relax until I get to that daggone sign that says 5 miles to North Carolina. Then I start to relax. I'm driving straight
listen,
up and down.
listen. When y'all get y'all asses here to New York. I don't know how some of y'all getting here. For my flyers, y'all don't have nothing to worry about. Greyhound, y'all ain't got
And
nothing
see,
to worry about. But if
I'm
you
gonna tell you
driving, woo
what
Lord.
was different from y'all than me. Being though I'm former law enforcement, they say I supposed to know what I'm supposed to do. So I get held to a different standard. So I don't. I mean, yeah, I do get the benefit of the doubt. I get let go on certain things that a lot of people probably wouldn't get let go on. But because I'm former law enforcement, I'm supposed to know what I'm supposed to do. So me, they're much harder on me. Like that's why when I drive through Virginia, no, I'm doing the speed limit. I'm straight up and down. Mm-mm. Seatbelt
Yeah.
on, windows down. I'm driving just like this. I'm at my hand is at 10-2. No sir. I don't even drive with two hands on the wheel, but I do that when I'm going through Virginia.
State troopers hit me with a 3-in-1 ticket. God damn.
Yeah,
That's
Virginia don't play. They don't
that's
play at all.
nasty. Sheesh.
Okay. Like Virginia, because it's a commonwealth. If you get convicted on any crime, you know how let's say a daggone a regular crime I just throw out a crime. You get caught with let's say a robbery charge or a breaking and entering. I say breaking and entering, and that normally 5 to 10. In Virginia, it's just 10. You get the max because it's Commonwealth. There is no 5 to 10. It's 10. You're going to get either the max for 5 years or you're going to get a max for 10 years. Whatever the max is, you're going to get the max because it's Commonwealth.
They said, what the fuck is a
Oh, three
three
on
in
one
one?
is they combined it. They combined it three violations into one ticket.
Man, somebody got to take one for the team, babe. Somebody gotta take on to the team. It is what it is, man. It's hard out here for a pimp. That's why I say, yo, y'all can't put yourselves in these situations. A lot of times, y'all feel like we feel like as in people, they're picking on us. But a lot of times, we put ourselves in these goddamn situations. We put ourselves in these situations sometimes. Let's be real.
Yeah. Yeah. So you had they got you for having a fake inspection sticker, then they got you for not having a sticker, and they got you for a vehicle um, a vehicle not valid to be on the road, not valid to be on the road. So that's three violations into one ticket. That
Yeah,
vehicle wasn't supposed to be on the road because it wasn't inspected, but you was on the road, so that's one violation. Then you had a fake ticket, that's a second violation, and so they took that ticket off, which is a third violation for not having a ticket, a sticker on there, because that sticker was fake. So you got a fake sticker and not having a sticker and having a vehicle on the road that wasn't supposed to be on the road.
too much going on. Too much going on. They telling all that jumping like mad problem if Jay had three. Yeah, look, man. The only way you could resolve that shit is not to get involved in the first place. It's simple, folks. All this that we saying right here is very simple. We put ourselves in these situations, and then when we see that there's no way out, and then on top of it, like I said, y'all be having warrants sometime. That makes it even worse. Y'all don't even be knowing. So now you just add on problems on top of problems. Or you can't drive this car because it's not, you know, mess around. Now you got to call somebody to come get you. It's
Yeah, the defective safety glass, it had a crack in the windshield.
you see a crack in the windshield on the on the interstate. Hey man, them dudes got 20/20 vision, man. I don't know what it be, but I want to stay out of their way, bro. I'm being real. We laughing, but this is what I'm saying.
Like in
Stay
New
out
York,
of their way, bro.
in New York and in Maryland, I'm not sure about DC. I never had a license in DC, but I know in New York and in Maryland, if you go take the road test because you use your own vehicle, you go take a road test and you got a crack in your windshield, they won't let you drive that vehicle in the road test. I don't care if
Bruh,
it's a small crack. It could be the smallest crack you can see. If it's a crack in that windshield, they won't let you take the road test. You have to get a vehicle that does not have a crack in the windshield, and it has to be insured.
too much going on.
See,
It be too much
like
going
a lot
on.
of people, look at having a license as a right. It's not a right. Having a license is a privilege. It's not a right. You
Might
don't
want to say,
have you don't have the right to drive. You have the privilege to drive.
yeah. Um, a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't know that. What other gems we don't know you can share free? I mean, so we
Um, Let me see. Trying to think of something else that some people might not know. Let me try to think. Uh, uh,
smash that
uh,
like button, y'all. Let's smash that like button. Get them likes up. I can't see what the likes look like. I can only see how many people are in here, but get them likes up. What them
oh,
likes look like, y'all? Tell me what them likes look like.
do y'all know do any of y'all know why it's against the law for y'all to drive with the inside light on at night? when you driving with the inside light on. Do you know why it's against the law to do that?
Thank you, babe. Why is it free? I'd like to know.
Well, because it's just like not really a distraction. I mean, it is a distraction to some people, but not necessarily. It's almost like when you're inside your house and you have your lights on. If you ever been inside your house at night, you have your lights on. Open up your windshield. I mean, open up your blinds and look out the window. Tell me how many people you see outside. Now, everybody outside can see you, but I guarantee you, you can't see nobody outside that window. And
Nah.
that's the same thing when you turn the lights on inside of your vehicle. If it's dark outside and you turn the lights inside your vehicle, you might can see the cars with the lights on. But let's say you're coming to a traffic light or that traffic light just turned green and there's somebody got on all black that's walking across that crosswalk and you're not paying attention, you probably won't see them because that dome light is on inside of your vehicle. Especially if you got an LED light. If you got an LED light, that light is extra bright. So you won't be able to see them.
Yeah. Kind of like when y'all ride the Greyhound bus or the coach, how lights be off. Now you
Yeah,
can't really see nothing with the lights on, but with them lights off and you on that bus, boy, you can see a lot of
yeah,
shit.
no, it's a distraction as well. It's a distraction as well to people on the road, but it's also a hazard to yourself. It's a hazard to yourself.
Man, I'd be loving to be on that bus and when they cut them lights off, man. Cause I swear with them on, I can't see a damn thing. I be wanting to see what the hell going on outside. Soon as they hit them lights free, I can see everything. Except for when we passing them dark roads and shit. But other than that, I can see everything, man. I'd be like, yeah, hit these lights, bruh. I need to see what's going on. But yeah, I wouldn't want to ride like that anyway with no damn lights on. That's too much of a disturbance, especially if I'm in the car trying to go to sleep. I'd have had nights when I used to be drunk. Shit, hey man, I need to hit that light. My ass is trying to go to sleep and sober up out this mouth. But yeah, these type of situations, um, we just need to know how to handle them better because it seems to be a problem in this country where not just in your city or in my city, but the world, it is a problem, and the same shit is trending. This is why I'm like every hood is. This is why I say every hood is alike because it be the same shit where everybody's pulling out a camera. I know this, I know that, I know this, and know that. Man, y'all don't know shit.
I got a question. Clarence, maybe you can answer it. Even though I know you don't have a license, maybe you can answer. I want to see if you know the answer to this. You come to an intersection and the traffic lights are out. Your traffic light is blinking yellow. The other people's traffic light is blinking red. Do that give you the right of way to drive through that traffic light
No,
and
no,
the other people has to stop?
no, 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 no. It does not. I've been learned that a long time ago when I caught myself doing that when I was in Alabama and that shit cost me. Oh, and I don't mean just paper. That shit cost me because I thought, oh,
Now,
okay, yeah, maybe this is a
now,
good time to go.
now you can go. You can go because their light is flashing red. They have to come to a complete stop. But you at the minimum have to put on a yield. You have to put your foot on that brake. You have to
Yeah,
yield because you have because if that car came to a stop and there was a break in traffic, he's going to go through that light. Just because your light is yellow, that yellow light means to yield. Now,
yeah,
if there's no another question, same traffic light. Your light is yellow, blinking yellow. The other light is blinking red. No cars on the road. You're the only car on the road. Is it? Are you free to go? If you are you free to go straight through that light? There's no other cars on the road.
I've never tried it. No, I've never tried it. Somebody else might say, yeah, not me. I ain't tried it. Hell no. No,
Yeah,
no, no. And not just because I don't want to, because it's a no. No.
You
look,
always have to put your foot on that
you
brake.
still here. Yeah, very hell no.
Yeah,
Some people
you
will
gotta.
do it. I've seen some people do it though, free. And I'm like, why would you do that? Because I didn't see no cars. And I'm like, so that means you go do it, fool?
Yeah, you still have to yield. And I see people do it all the time. I see them do it all the time. They go right through it.
First of
You
all,
still
it's
have
not
to
even
yield.
just about not knowing who's coming. You don't know if a police is somewhere lamping and chilling. This is what we trying to tell y'all. Like, y'all don't know where they laying in the cut, waiting for you to make a rookie mistake like that. Because you're going to make a rookie mistake like that. You're gonna get booked. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm gonna ask. They might know what this is because she lives there. Do anybody know what a California roll is?
I I yeah, you threw me off with that one.
A California roll is when you come to a stop sign and you yield. You don't come to a complete stop. You yield. See, look, there's no cars coming, and then you continue on going. That's called a California roll. That's,
Okay, I'm
that's
glad
called
you
a
said that.
California roll.
So if
You
I'm ever
you
in
you
California, I'll
yield at the
see them.
stop sign, but you don't come to a complete stop. You can get pulled over for that because even though there's no cars over, you got to come to a complete stop. The sign says
Now,
stop. You got to stop.
now, what I would like to ask you, Free, is take it back to the question I asked you earlier. How important is for people to learn this and not think, oh, long as I know how to drive, that's all I need to
So
know.
I'm gonna tell you, in the eyes of the law, not knowing is not a defense. Not knowing is not a defense because you pass the written test, you pass the road test. It's
Yeah,
your obligation to know what your rights is. It's your obligation to know what the rights and what the laws are being on the road as a driver. That's your obligation. You're supposed to
all right, we
know
got 12
all
more
of the
minutes.
laws,
We got
all of
12
the
more
rules
minutes on
and
here, y'all.
regulations.
Yeah, 12 more minutes on here. Actually 13 because
Yeah,
yeah,
you're supposed to know all of the rules and regulations. That's
yeah,
your
because
obligation.
you can't move somewhere and be like, I'm from New York and I just moved to Kentucky, so I didn't know that. Man, shit, that ain't no excuse. That ain't no excuse. You know what I mean? You're going down, buddy. You're going down, buddy. We don't want to hear that. What I was saying earlier, what was this on the streets in Alabama? I used to see people get pulled over all the time because they cops were. Yeah, the cops would be, oh man, Alabama, man, especially where I was in Mobile. The cops would be ducked off in this car wash that's not closed, but it's closed, if you know what I mean. Like it's after hours, it's 12 midnight, 1 o'clock, and they ducked off right in the damn parking lot of a car wash. You can't see them. Lights off, they're in the black vehicle. You can't see them. And I've seen cops, yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. I've seen cops really pull where the woods is at, and they will back their car up and be damn near in the woods, free. And they be dolo. I'm like, nigga, first of all, I'm scared. I ain't about to back up in no damn woods. A parking
Well,
lot is different.
I seen police officers sitting in residents' driveway. They get the permission from the residents. Can they sit in their driveway? They literally will sit in the driveway like they live at that house. But it's a
That's
police
crazy.
officer sitting in the car. As soon as you come flying past, they throw the lights on.
That's crazy. Crazy. Nah, bro. Yeah, I've seen it all, man. I've seen them come out and play. Yeah, I've seen it, man. Like these dudes in Alabama, they let me tell you something, man. They'll pull up on you from any type of direction, man. Any direction, anywhere you think that they ain't coming from, because the streets look nice. You don't see no other cars. You the only car on the road, maybe. There might be two or three, four or five cars you might pass by when you're in Alabama. But believe me, they asses is somewhere in the cut waiting for you. And boy, if you coming through and you drunk and high and you blasting your music, you gonna sober up when you look in the damn when you look in your mirror and see them damn lights. Now you like, oh shit, where the hell they come from? Oh, Free, I forgot a question. Go ahead, Ray. Anybody got a question? Go ahead. My man Free, that's what he here for. Y'all got any questions? Go ahead and ask now. We're gonna take this down and well, yeah, like I said, we got a couple more minutes. I ain't gonna say another 15 because that'll be 8:30. We'll be off 8:25. So actually another 10 minutes. 10 minutes, y'all. So y'all go ahead and ask whatever it is y'all want to ask.
Man.
But cameras.
Clarence on the screen.
Yeah. Cameras is everywhere. This is why we talking this, because we have to be we got to be aware of what's going on, man. It's real out here. We don't want kids making no mistakes. We don't want nobody make. Hi, Big Dream.
Hi.
What's up, buddy?
Good.
What you doing, man?
I need to eat my food.
You gonna eat your food? All right, man. Go ahead, eat your food, buddy. I will talk to you
Come
later,
back in
okay?
a second. Okay.
All right,
Come
man.
back.
I'm gonna see you next year, right? New
I
York
don't
next year?
know. I don't know.
You don't know. You better come see me or I'm gonna tickle you. I asked him, was he gonna come see me next year in New York? He said, I don't know. Yo,
He said,
Dream is not a baby, yo. Dream is a grown man, I swear.
on the
Dream is a
highway,
grown man.
come through and do a zigzag motion. When they come through and do a zigzag motion, um,
What does it mean?
that can be one or two things. Um, they can be doing that to checking their vehicle. They can be doing that checking some states have the little bumpers on the road to let you know that you're going into another lane, and some police officers can do that to make sure everybody's alert. They do that to make sure you're alert. You see a vehicle zigzagging in the road, it kind of wakes you up.
Okay, wait, let me move the comments. Yeah, that kid Dream is funny, man. That's my man's and but he's a funny baby, man. Shout out to my man Dream. Yeah, but these are things that we need to get to know, be familiar with it. And sometimes the people we deal with, family and friends, they need to know that. Because some of them will be the reason why you spend your night in the
And
county.
a lot of times, it might not mean nothing. They might just be doing it just to do it. A lot of times, it might not mean nothing.
I'm saying you'll spend your night in the county, or because your homie.
Oh! You talking about that? Oh, so what they're trying to do is they might have got a call of something going on up ahead. They might have got a call of something going on up ahead, and so they zigzagging through the traffic to slow everybody down. So whatever is going on up ahead, they can go ahead and get that taken care of, or they can be alerting the traffic behind them that it's something going on up ahead. So slow down. They're zigzagging in front of everybody to slow them down because there's something going up. If you're on a highway, most highways the speed limit is, at the minimum is 55. If you driving 55 and you don't know what's going on up ahead, and you driving 55, when you get up there, you now everybody got to slam on brakes. So there's zigzag just to slow everybody down to let them know, hey, it's something going on up ahead.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Yeah. All this is necessary. Like I said, if you walk around and you have this hate in your heart and you go, hey man, I don't like police, I don't like this, well then the best thing I could tell you how to do is to stay out of their way. Best thing I could tell you, stay out of their way then. If you have that much animosity towards them, stay out of their way because once you are in a situation where they are forced to approach you, then you know what's about to happen. You know what's about to happen. That's why I try my best to stay out of their way, brother. because I'm the type where I've had run-ins with them as a youngin, and after a while, you're just too old to be getting into run-ins with police. After a while, it's like, how old are we? Are we gonna keep doing this? Understand something now, but we about to bring it that up. Oh, what? What, Vay? Why, Vay? Why you do that? Why you take us half? Why you take us halfway walking and then don't want to go around the corner? Why you do that, Vay?
Yeah, that's like saying that's like calling me and say, "Hey, I gotta ask you something," and I'm like, "What's up?" Never mind. Nah, nigga, you didn't spoke my interest,
Vay,
man. What's going
don't take
on?
us walking and don't take us walking and then you don't want to go around the corner. Now, come on, now, come on, now. This is no duck zone.
You
We don't
you
duck
you
nothing
you,
over
you,
here.
you sparked
We
my
don't do
interest,
that.
man. You talking about something? Never mind. My wife used to
Nobody's
do that
going to
all the
listen.
time. She
Nobody's
was
going
like,
to. Hey, Vay, trust me, Vay. You've been coming here long enough. Nobody's going to criticize you, and nobody gives a damn.
"No, my wife used to do that to me all the time." She was like, "Babe," I'm like, "What's up?" Never mind. What you mean? Never mind. You didn't call me. I didn't came all the way in the room, and now you're gonna say never mind.
Can't be doing that. And I'm like, yo, bro, would you stop doing that? That is annoying. I said, never mind. Nah, man, go ahead and get that shit out. Uh,
Oh,
when they had issue with the law.
uh,
Well,
uh, uh.
I don't think it was a personal thing with him. It just might have been what he did for a living. And I mean, hey, maybe that brother had run-ins with the law, but that doesn't give you a right to come at me and have a personal problem with me because maybe he doesn't know the situation that Free's not in that department, but still have a connection with that department. But that's all he looks at him now is a PIG. And that's your rights if that's how you feel. But you can't just go around having a personal problem with me because of what I do for a living. So that it
I
doesn't
mean,
work like
like
that.
I said, I already know it comes with the job, so I already know individuals going to have certain issues. Even with security, you have some people that don't like security because it's too close to being a police officer, so they don't like security. I mean, and
Yeah.
with DC, a special police officer, you are a police officer. You have the same authority as a regular police officer when you're on duty. Like literally, when you're on duty, you have the exact same authority as a police officer. You can make an arrest. You can investigate a crime that happened at that site or whatever have you. Literally, the police, unless the police is called to that location, the police is going to tell you that's the police on duty right there. Go talk to him. He's the police on duty.
Yeah.
I'm just here shopping, or I'm just here visiting, or whatever have you. He's the police officer that's on duty. Go ask him what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they like I always tell you, people find reasons to dislike you. Doesn't matter if you could not have no job. You could be out a man out here with $0 to your account, and people will just find reasons to dislike you. I tell you all the time. They don't like the way you chew your food. They don't like the way you laugh. They don't like the way you blow your nose. They don't like the way you wear your hair. I don't like the way you put your hat on your head. We have more things to worry about that's more important in life, like this subject we talking about and other things versus somebody who don't like you because of what you do for a living. Because maybe somebody that they know was harassed by the police or beat up or killed. Believe me, I don't condone any of that. There's good police and there's bad ones, just like there's good black people and then there's bad ones. It's like everybody's not angels, you
Yeah, I
know.
mean,
It shit
like I
just
said,
happens.
I have no problem. I mean, like I said, I know it comes with the job. Um, I know everybody not gonna like me, and I don't expect everybody to, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
expect everybody to understand that I'm doing a job. If it wasn't for the fact that I was called or that you was doing something wrong at this site or at this location, I wouldn't be here. I'm only
yeah,
here because something is happening that's not supposed to be happening. That's the only
yeah,
reason why I'm there. If
yeah,
everything was going the way it's supposed to go, I wouldn't be there. You'd be
yeah,
there having a good old time.
yeah. So I stay out their way, man. That's what I do. I stay out of everybody's way. I don't be wanting no problems with police. I don't want no problem with gang members. I don't want a problem with anybody because it's
I
enough shit
mean,
in the world for you to
I
worry
mean,
about.
truth be told, let's be honest. Um, a police officer, a security officer, military, they all have the same job. They're protecting the public and they're protecting a location. That's what their job is. They all have the same job. Military is protecting their country and the people of that country. Security officer is protecting that property and the people that's at that property. Police officer is protecting a city and the people that's in that city. They all have the same job.
Shit free, but the naked situation, y'all made the wife leave. Oh, she was talking about the
That's a Virginia. That's a Virginia security officer, DCJS. That's a Virginia security officer.
she said, did you make the naked wife leave? The story you was talking about the couple.
Yeah, we do security in Virginia as well as West Virginia, Tennessee, Florida, Texas, Maryland, DC. We about to be in North Carolina, Georgia, New York, and New Jersey. So yeah,
Yeah.
that DCJS is a Virginia State Security Officer.
He don't hear you, Duck. Yo, do you hear me, Free?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh yeah, did you answer the question that she asked you?
Which one?
She said, the story you was telling us about the lady being naked. She said, did you make the wife leave when she was out
Oh,
naked? What happened with her?
oh no, she left. She left. I just had to get. We had to get her clothes and everything, but she had a ride to come pick her up. But I mean, all she did was go home. He stayed in the hotel. She went home.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. Hey, I'm not doing that. I don't care how mad I get at Tiff. I'm not doing no crazy shit like that. That's kind of disrespectful. We get mad at each other about shit, but we ain't doing nothing like that. That's out of pocket. Because you put your woman in jeopardy, she's exposed, and something can happen. Some of these dudes, man, some of you dudes, man, I don't know what would be wrong with some of y'all mental, man. I'm telling you, y'all became the
I
new
mean, but
women.
the, the
Y'all
bad thing
the new
about it
women
was
in 2025.
the bad thing about it was it was the woman's idea. That
Yeah,
was her idea. That's what she wanted to do for New Year's because she said I guess he used to always talk about it when they was a couple. That's something that he always wanted to try at least one time in his life, and so she
that's gonna be my
decided
next subject.
to do it for New Year's.
That's gonna be my next subject. Y'all better stop doing that shit, man. Word up. Y'all better stop doing that shit. 'Cause that shit is crazy, man. All that whatever, man. I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. Of course we'll be back. Hell nah. Yeah, I don't know. Of course we'll be back in the morning, 8 a.m. around the same time. Um, this was a great topic. We needed to hear it, and the people needed to hear it. And I'm telling y'all, stay out of their way. You don't like them? Stay out of their way, man. Don't give them a reason to fuck with you. Just saying. And I'm not saying that as far as they all are bad, but if you feel that type of way, don't give them a reason to fuck with you. I'm in New York with, let me tell you something. You can get messed with any day, all day. I stay out of their damn way. A lot of these people, I watch them get into shit, and then a lot of my family out of town go, we don't never hear you getting into nothing. Because I don't give them a reason to mess with me. I stay the fuck out of their way. A lot of people don't stay out of their way, and that's why they get messed with. I don't get harassed. I don't get thrown up against no wall. I don't get any of that because I stay the fuck out of their way. I don't give them a reason to mess with me, but y'all give them reasons to mess with y'all. And that y'all think that shit cool. And the minute they get ready to get in your ass, you pulling out your phone saying, look at them, man. They pushing me around. They're harassing me. Look, man. Look. Man, that camera ain't gonna save y'all asses all the time, man. Just letting y'all know that. It's not gonna save you all the time. Just not. It's gonna be one day where some shit gonna pop off, man. Like I'm just telling you, I'm not telling y'all to not defend yourselves, but some of y'all don't even know how to do that. Y'all go about it the wrong way, bro. That's why a lot of y'all, I can't feel sorry for y'all when they slam y'all on your damn necks and put y'all in jail. Some of y'all just provoke shit when they don't gotta be provoked. Just chill the fuck out. Y'all don't even have the decency to calm your man down. You see your man getting hyped, you getting hyped with him. One of y'all gotta be the smart one. So both of y'all gonna go to jail?
Mm-hmm.
Both of y'all gonna go? So y'all can get out the next day and look like y'all did something? Yeah, you know, we went in there, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, son. We gonna ride, die. Yeah, that shit might sound cute when you young. You older, man, ain't nobody sitting there, yeah, dog, you know, we both got wives, but we homies. So our wives will understand we gonna go to jail. Because this is what me and you do. Man, get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to jail for none of you lames. None of you. I'll be damned. I'm gonna make it back home. Trust and believe. I'm gonna look out for myself. I don't know about you, but I got a wife to go back home to, and I'm gonna make it there. Appreciate y'all. Love you. AD Free. Thank you for this time.
No
No,
problem.
damn, BVO ain't got nothing going on tonight.
He probably gonna come on at like 9 or so.
Okay, good. So we getting off just in time. Go subscribe. D Free, Vay, Underrated, B3, whoever else is moving out here, man. They got something going on. Make sure you go subscribe to them. Make sure y'all in this same
Peace.
case that we talking about, the same situation, them three things: protect your space, your peace, and your surroundings, and you'll make it through. And always remember to keep God first. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go.